Okay, we got to actually get to the teaching of what I was going to talk about because I actually prepared myself and with 2 pages of notes
Wow.
for the
I'm
actual
impressed.
teaching tonight. So I have exactly 7 minutes to teach it, it looks like. Perfect. So what I'm going to do to help you guys out, because I knew, I didn't know we were going to talk about that, what we're going to talk about, but hopefully you're understanding what I'm saying because it should help you in your business. Because I don't take
Mhm.
everything to heart. I do not take everything to heart. I am so good about differentiating that now. So what I want to show you, I'm going to go back here in the chat. I'm going to put a YouTube video. I want you guys to watch this. Okay, let's talk about colors, personalities. Have you guys read the books? Did you guys read the books? Yes or no? Yes or no? Be
No.
honest. I don't
So
care. There's no
we're going
judgment.
you're doing our overview and then we're going to do this the next month now. We're going
Oh, that's what's happening.
I've
Okay.
read I've read some of them. I have. Yeah.
Okay, so they're skinny little books. In fact, they're just like 90 pages, 80 pages. You'll read through it in about an hour, both of them. This one's an hour, this one's an hour. But let me just give it to you in a nutshell. Have any of you heard of The Four Temperaments by Tim LaHaye? He's a Christian author.
Yes.
Temperaments, choleric, sanguine, phlegmatic, melancholic. It reminds me a lot of that, the books do. Okay. So he calls them yellow, blue, red, and green. And these different 4 colors of personality are very, very important when you're talking to somebody. And the reason they're important when you're talking to somebody, did you guys get my comment I put in there? Copy and paste that, send that to yourself in Messenger right now, or email, whatever, just so you have that link. What I sent you is the actual guy, this Mr. Big L, talking about exactly what I'm talking about. So it's amazing what he says in here. It's so good. And I'm going to sum it up in a nutshell, but you should go listen to it. I actually listened to it in 2 times the speed, so it doesn't take as long because I listen to everything fast. Okay. So the first color is yellow, and you guys can identify. I want you to tell me what you are. What you are. So as I go through this, you can say, oh, yeah, that's me. Okay. You can put it in the chat even. So yellow are the people that are born to help people. Okay. These people love it. They're a common thing is they're very easy to work with. That's common. They're not hard to work with. Yellows are very, very easy to work with. And that's taken from the horse's mouth of the guy who wrote the book. You know, how you would talk to those people when you start to talk to them about LifeWave, you saying, you know what, we're going to help so many people. So many people are on the wrong track with their health. They're taking too many drugs. They're not having the results they're looking for on that with that medical community. We're going to show them a new way. We're going to help so many people. This is going to be an incredible mission to serve and love and bless others. So yellows love the ability to help and serve, and they want to do it. They want to be part of that. Okay, so when you're talking to the yellows, are you a yellow? Anybody a yellow in the group chat? Part of me is yellow. It's not my dominant one. I do like to help and serve people, but it's not my dominant one I'll lead with. Number 2, blue. Blues love to party. Okay. They're talkers. I'm a definite blue. They're talking all the time. What blues pick up on is your enthusiasm. They don't want the details of how this thing works. They don't want to know about the patents. They just want to know if they're going to have some fun with this thing. What free trips are we going to go on? Okay. Like, so they're all about like, you know what, let's get together. We're going to go out once a week and talk about how we're going to help people and have a beer. Right. So the blue, I don't drink beer, by the way, but blues like that. They like the party. They like the party vibe. So when you're talking to them, your verbiage is more like, we're going to have so much fun with this. This is so exciting. Like you can win trips like all around the world. Okay. Here's the thing about when you have a blue in your business. They are the #1 inviters for convention. I'll tell you what, that last This Is It convention, I had the most people there. No question. I'm a blue. I mean, I wanted to stand up just to prove my point because I'm also red. I'm highly competitive. Okay. But blues will always you want blues in your organization because blues, they take action right away. They're not waiting for you to do new member orientations or they take action before, by the time you have supper with them and patch them, by the time they get home, they call you when they're home and they say, oh yeah, I talked to 3 people on the way home that are ready to go home with a patch. That's a blue. They lead with sheer excitement. Okay. All right. Any of you blue? Red. Red is the next one. Red, they like to be in charge. They are highly, highly money motivated, these people. Okay. They're bottom line people, end result people. They get things done, right? When they have a conference, it's the best kept conference. Stephen Gina Merritt, red, right? They just have the best things, right? They generally, reds generally are the highest wage earners in network marketing. Just a fact. So how a red conversation looks is, if you're talking to a red, which I'm going to get to why at the end of this, you don't talk just your color. You have to talk their color, okay? Because it matters. You're not going to change my color. I'm not going to change your color. So I need to start talking your color. Okay, you with me? So, but the reds, what do you like to? They like you to get to the point fast. Like Scott will tell you, Renita, you walk out of the room before I finish the sentence. I'm like, I sometimes say to Scott, talk faster. Okay, I'm not kidding. And so, and he knows this about me. And so, you'd say something like this if you're talking to them. Well, we're having a meeting tomorrow night, and I'd love for you to come. We're going to be talking about money, big money, large amounts of money. I mean, not a little money from your job, but life-changing money. Okay, where you can fire your boss, show up in the red Ferrari, and wave in the parking lot type deal. Okay, are you in? They'll be at the meeting, and they'll be there 20 minutes before everybody else. This is a red. Okay. And some of you are thinking, holy crap, I could never talk like that. If a red would say that to a yellow, the yellow would be in the corner in a fetal position crying because they just want to help people, right? Yellows just want to help people. So if you're a red and you're talking to a yellow like that, you're going to scare the heck out of them. Are you with me? Anne has said to me, sometimes when Sarah Robinson comes, it creates a whole new fire in Minnesota. Do you know why? Sarah is a blue and a red. And what she's pulling in those meetings in Minnesota are the people that have those blue and red characteristics, right? They want fun. They want adventure. They want excitement. They want power. Reds like power. They're sick of listening to their boss. They want to get out of that day job, right? They want something else, right? And so what happens is when people speak, they generally attract what their color is, right? Green is the final color. Green are the accountants, the engineers. They love to ponder. They love the details. They're the hardest ones to get involved with LifeWave. But when they're involved, once they finally make their decision, by the way, if you are fun, and you talk to a green, like my temperament, and I talk to a green, like when I say to David Schmidt, I'm so excited, can I hug you? It makes him nervous. He's a green. I'm a red and a blue. Okay, you see what I'm saying here? So greens like to keep their distance. They don't know why people are talking so loud or so energetic. We aren't, you're never going to convince a green. Greens need to go do their own research. They're the ones that say, well, thanks for giving me that preliminary information. And you might have given everything you got, but that was like prelim to them. They want to go really, I got to go find more information out, and they take a long time to make a decision. But the nice thing about greens is they stay in network marketing a long time. They're very, very loyal once they commit. Okay. But sometimes if you're a red or blue, you can drive yourself nuts trying to get a green to join the business. What I've realized about greens, and what he says too, is you just got to let greens go do their own due diligence and own research. And when they're ready, they'll join you. Okay. So here's what the objective of this reading this book is. We're not going to change who people are. I'm not going to change who Anne is. I'm not going to change who Renee is. I'm not going to change who Robin is, right? My objective is not to change people. My objective is to find out who you are and then speak your color. If I'm trying to get you to a meeting or get you to move in this business, right? So you motivate people with the picture of their world. Okay, I'm going to give you a prime example. I'm going to give you a real life example right now. You guys ready for this? So Stephen Jana Merritt launched School, which I think is an amazing platform. How many of you have looked at the School yet? Okay, so School is like a platform where you can go get constant curriculum and education to learn how to be a network marketer. Okay, so if you've never done this business before, you say, I don't know where to start. Great. Now we have School, SKOOL. It's free. And if you've gone to School, have any of you gone to the School app and done it? A couple of you raised your hands. Can I share on this, Ann? Can I just share? can you put, let me screen share?
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you an example. It's a real life example, and it's of Scott and I. Okay. Keep in mind, I do 8 to 11 Zoom meetings a day. We've never been busier in our whole life. I mean, and it's a great busy week. Like Gina says, we prayed for this. I'm not complaining. I love it. Right. But I mean, we're over the top. I'm not sitting home trying to plan something like, what can I do? Like, I'm listening to this guy 20 minutes before saying, I want to get some details here so I can pull this together to show you guys. Better yet, I'm just going to give you the link so you can go listen to everything I just told you again from the guy who wrote the book. So it's not Renita's thoughts. It's the guy who wrote the book's thoughts. Okay. I'm going to share with you guys. There it is. Big L. This is the thing I just showed you. So you can watch this guy, right? And then I'm going to go up here to thisisitteam.com. So when I go to This Is It Team, this is the brand new thing called school. Some of you have said you've been on it, right? My temperament is, I'm not an engineer. Okay. I can barely read instructions in a manual when it comes. I have Rocco do it because he's the engineer in the family. Okay. I look at links under here.
Oh, okay.
Can you guys see links?
Yep.
Mhm.
When I go to links and I go to school. So this is it, team school. And this is it. So I'm in here, this is school. Like if you guys have never done network marketing, you literally can go in here and you can learn. And you can click on leaderboards. You can click on classroom. The leaderboards are people that are listening to all this stuff. Okay, right? So you can see here, look at this. You've got this Sherry Holman. She is rocking and rolling. Cynthia Sauer, she's on our team. She's rocking and rolling, right? They're just on this. They're learning. They're growing. They're making it happen. Okay. So they're like learning it all. They're taking initiative. So I looked at this today because I was talking to or maybe it was yesterday, I was talking to the South African team and I'm like, I really haven't done school. I think it's a great tool, but I'll just be honest with you. I haven't done school myself. I've just been consumed with Zoom meetings, right? And so then I went to classroom and it really looks how pathetic I am at the school thing. How many percent of videos have I watched?
0.
I mean, are you kidding me? I actually have watched this one right here, so I don't know why it says 0. I've watched it twice, tried to get it to move from 0 because because for me, I'm a red and a blue. So I showed this to Scott today, and he's kind of green. Scott's got some green analytical, details, but he's also red. Red loves competition and recognition. That's what red's like. I liked it year 1 when I was in LifeWave and I was #1 and Steve Merritt was #2. I like that. I'm like, because I'm kind of competitive, right? Okay, because I'm a red. You're not going to change it, by the way. If it nauseates you, sorry, this is just how I am. I'm just telling you the truth about me right now. You can tell me the truth about you. But I looked at this today and I said to Scott, this looks like we're worthless. I said, how can we lead our team when we're not even leading ourselves on this dang school? I said, I got to get in here and start watching these videos. Scott goes, okay, you're right. He said, I'm committing. He said, every time when he's doing something, he said, I'm going to have this playing in the background so I can be listening in. I said, okay. He said, we got to get our names on the leaderboard. I said, right. And so we're not even concerned with the analytics of it because we're sure there's great content. I'm positive there's great content because it's Steve and Gina and all the team leaders and Scott and I even on some, but I'm not even as concerned with that. Do you see how my temperament is red and blue? And I'm like, I want to be in the leaderboard. You see what I'm saying? Do you guys get my point? I'm telling you that I'm worthless on this thing because I'm not doing this because it's all 0% for me, right? The reason I'm sharing that with you, it's a complete temperament thing. It's a complete, when I was looking at this yellow, green, blue, red, I'm like, oh yeah, I looked at that. And for content alone, I haven't got on it because I'm like, I hear a lot. I'm just consumed with so many Zoom meetings and leaders all the time. I'm constant in leadership meetings, SPD meetings, this meeting, team meetings, that meeting. So I'm like, it's just one more thing for me to listen to. But when you strike me with the competitive nature, I'm like, we got to get that done. We can't have that say 0. That needs to say 100%, 100%, 100%. We got to get through this, Scotty. Do you see what I'm saying? Are you getting what I'm telling you? And I'm saying, I'm giving a real life example of myself so that you can better understand. So when you're talking to people, my question is, when you're inviting people to events, and we're about to come to Minnesota, and I haven't talked to you about this yet, but we want to get down to Minnesota, I believe, like on the I'll send you the dates. It's like the 23rd.
Wait, you gotta wait for me to get there, Renita. That's not fair.
Not
Okay,
come
when are
until
you coming?
June,
When are you going to
Robin.
be there? Don't worry, I can come back. But it's going to be like the 23rd or the 6th or 7th, that weekend there. Either that Sunday or like a Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. Anyway, Anna, I'll let you know. But here's my question. When you're inviting people to get on a Zoom, right? Maybe it's one of our weekly Zooms. Maybe it's a This Is It Zoom. Maybe it's a Zoom with Ann. Are you inviting people in the wrong color language is my question.
Yeah.
You are? Thank you for
Yeah.
being honest. Because for me, it's easy to invite in my language. Why? It's my language, right? It's just this is just how I am, right? You get the point. But when you're
But I
talking
invite everybody. Should you not?
yeah, you should invite everybody, but I'm saying, do you invite it in their language color? Do you specify?
Oh.
Because like this guy was talking, the guy that actually wrote this book, this L guy, he's a green. He's like, when my wife tells me we got to go to events with people, I make excuses why we shouldn't go, right? Like, and so he's a total green, like he's totally like an engineer mindset. He just doesn't, he's not hype. He doesn't want to be around the excitement even, right? So if you're inviting a green and it's excitement, 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 it's not working. Now, if you're inviting, like I always think to myself, you want a lot of me's on your team. I'm just going to say it. You need all of the temperaments. You need all the temperaments. And like this Al says, he says, we all think we're the best. He said, so you'll say, if you're a green, he said, I'll tell you I'm the best, I'm a green. He said, if you're a red, you'll say, I'm the best, I'm a red, right? Because we all have a tendency to think like we're the best, you know, with our color and our thing. And I thought this is so true, but I know this, when you look at network marketing, as he explains it in the book, the blues are the ones that are massively getting people to events. The reds are the ones that are literally, and blues are also massive action with or without you. You might be sitting at the start blocks and those people are 800 meters in, sponsoring 24 people already. You want the blues, trust me. Okay. And you also want the reds because the reds are the highest wage earners. The reds want to go fast. They're competitive. They want the recognition. They don't need every darn detail. They just don't. True story. The greens do, and they're loyal and they might be long lasting, but maybe they only sponsor 4 people in 2 years. Your reds will sponsor 400, right? And like I've told you before, this is a bit of a numbers game, right? So what he says in the book, you can go read it, you can go listen to the link, even better than you can read it and listen to him, listen to L, the guy that talked about it. I literally took notes from his thing, and I've read the books too, but I just thought I want to hear from the horse's mouth. This guy created it. Like I can interpret it how I want, but I want to listen how he says it because he wrote it, right? And he basically said, you got to start talking their language. When you're inviting people, he said one of the 15 skill sets, the top skill set he helps people understand is who they're talking to. Which one of these colors are they talking to so that they can frame that conversation, not with Renita, let's go, let's win the trip. Let's like, right? I'll give you one more example. I have a gal on my team, amazing. She loves to help people. She's a little bit of yellow, but she's very, very competitive. She's red for sure. And they love fun. She was in a network marketing company of mine, maybe about 7 years ago. They had a little bit of success, but let me tell you her temperament. One time we flew from Las Vegas and there was a snowstorm like in Denver. So there were no flights leaving. And her and her husband were standing at the thing. We were going to rebook our flights and it was going to be like in 5 days. And they're like, no, we need to get home to our kids. And so I looked at her and I said, should we rent a van and drive back to North Dakota from Denver? She goes, yeah, we'll just talk the whole time. This will be great. It'll be so much fun. So we literally got in the van and drove through the night, everything to get home from Denver back to Bismarck. It was so much fun. We laughed, we told stories. I mean, it was just a joyride, literally a joyride with this couple, right? And I haven't talked to her now in about 3 years. And all of a sudden I get this inbox message from her. She goes, Renita, I need to talk to you. I was like, oh my gosh. And she had signed up for LifeWave 3 years ago with me, right? Or 2.5 years ago when we first got started. She was one of the first people that signed up, but never did anything with it and got off of social media. So she hasn't seen a thing that's happened with LifeWave in 2.5 years. Imagine this, because she's not been on social media once. Okay. But in the meantime, I went to work at the school. I hated it. I had to work every day for this boss. I didn't like her very much. I hated it. Then I realized I should teach volleyball for my daughter's volleyball team. Renita, you know how competitive I am. She said, we won the state championship. She said, I was the coach. She said, they never won anything at the school in the history of the school. And we won the state championship. Then we went the second year and we won it again. We won 2 years in a row. I said, oh my gosh, Heather, I've missed you. I said, she goes, so she's competitive, right? Are you guys getting this? She's competitive. She likes the recognition. She likes fun. She hates the dead end job where she's going to work. Are you getting what I'm saying? I said, Heather, I think you can win the trip to Punta Mita. She goes, when is it? I said, well, you're just this is yesterday. This is last night. I said, you're starting today. I said, so the first thing you need to do, I said, what'd you order when you ordered 2.5 years ago? She said, the core pack. And I placed a couple random orders. Or she said it was the silver pack. I said, go into your back office right now, upgrade to at least the advanced, and you got to get this thing moving. I said, you've got like 20 days to win Punta Mita. She goes, oh, I'm going to win it. I said, okay. And so this woman in 20 days is going to win the Punta Mita trip. Watch this. Because I didn't say to her every detail of a green. I didn't say, let me send you the clinical studies and everything you know to launch your business. I didn't say none of that. I said, Heather, you're going to win Punta Mita and I'm going to make sure you do, and I'm going to help you to do it. Are you ready? We're going to have so much fun in Punta Mita. And she said, yeah, like she was so fired up. So what I did, learn, guys, I didn't say I need to onboard you. You need to do the new member orientation. I'm not saying any of that to Heather. She's going to have 20 people sponsored by Sunday. Like she's winning this trip, right? You guys get what I'm saying? Some of you are too worried about that. Stop worrying about that. Figure out their temperament and fuel the fire. So I said to her today, hey, I'm coming to Scottsdale. I just decided to take a quick trip to Scottsdale. It's too cold up here. And I said, I'm coming down on Thursday. I said, do you want me to come down to you and do a party for you on Saturday? She's like, what? You've come to Arizona? I'm like, well, I'm just going down to see Bo. We're doing a couple parties down there. Maybe I'll shoot down 2 hours to where you live. Anyway, she's so on fire. You guys, the point of my story is, if I would do a typical ding, if I would have told her, do you think I told Heather about school? Do any of you think I told Heather about school?
No.
Why would I? That'd be stupid. Like, I'm not going to tell Heather about school. Heather is a red and blue. Heather wants to win the trip, and Heather is competitive. Heather basically said to me last night, what do I need to do? I said, you need to start sponsoring people at core, preferably advanced and premium packs. I said, here's my 11-minute video. Watch it yourself first. So you know what it says. Send it out to people and get their orders. I said, when do you want to do a Zoom meeting for your team? All your new guests. She said, how about Wednesday? She said, is 9 p.m. too late for you? I said, no, I'm just getting started at 9. And she said, okay, so tomorrow night she's having her first thing. She goes, I'm going to get 50 of my friends on it. Do you think I should take time to tell Heather about school? That's a
No,
green.
but I want to know about the 11-minute video. Where's that? What is that?
Oh, so you guys get my point about this, right? You understand?
Yeah.
Some of us are approaching this all wrong. You're wanting to listen to them and then serve them right where they're at. So the 11-minute video, let me show you where that's at. If you go over to, this is awesome, by the way. If you know Teresa and John Getz, they took it to the top in 2 months of using this video. Actually, about 6 weeks in, she said, Renita, I'm done using your video. I made my own and it's 9 minutes instead of 11. I said, you're faster than me. Good job, lady. Because she's a leader and she's a red. But she used my tool until she could make her own tool. And then she said, boom, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go to Facebook real quick. You guys see my screen?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, let me share.
Not yet.
Not yet. Share the screen. So here I am. I'm going to go to groups. By the way, if you're not in Lifeway Wellness Warriors, you ought to be. It's amazing. As I come in here, I'm going to scroll down to where it says featured. So everybody say featured. Featured.
Featured.
Featured is all the best stuff. When I click on featured, everything that's important. Renew your account so you don't get terminated. I teach people how to do that, right? As you scroll down, it's kind of those important things. Here's our Thursday night overview. That's going to be on Thursday. Billionaire mindset. This is tomorrow night. We're actually going to do a 20-minute LifeWave overview with that. Talk about tax forms. I just pinned Don Cornett's thing because she told you how to get how much money you made, right? Last year. LifeWave business recording. This is the Sunday night meeting with Dr. Kathleen Horstmeyer. Her and her husband had 31 years of combined college education. Hello. And she said, if I had to do it all again, I would do none of it. The patch has done more. She goes, it almost makes me feel silly for all my education because this patch is healing and helping so many people. It almost makes me feel like silly, right? Ashley, Roland, and Bo. So if you haven't watched that, this thing is out of this world, that video right there. I sent it to 25 people today. That's how good it is. As you scroll down, here's how you upgrade. If you don't know how to upgrade from being a customer to a brand partner, or upgrade from a core to an advanced or premium, go right there. Scroll down, LifeWave overview. I always have the recordings on here. Here's a Freedom LifeWave overview. This was an impromptu one. No green got on this. Not a single green temperament got on this meeting, but I had 151 reds and blues on that bad boy and yellows. You know why? I announced it 2 hours before I had it on social media. 151 people showed up. Like I said, the greens, they couldn't put it in their planner fast enough. They weren't there, but we got the reds and the blues, right? I'm attracting reds and blues. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want greens as much. I mean, I like them. They're nice people. They're loyal, but you know what? They're a lot of work for me. And they take so long to make decisions. And it just gets tiresome for me to work with them because I'm kind of a red and a blue. I'll work with them. I've got them. Trust me, I've got these people on my team. And I love them right where they're at. But it's just easier for me to go sponsor a red and a blue because I know they're going to go to work like Heather and go sponsor 50 people real quick to win the trip. Okay. And by the way, she's been wearing the patch for a full 2.5 years, so she knows it works. so I didn't have to do any convincing there. LifeWave over. Oh, I didn't tell you how she knew. Did I tell you how Heather knew?
No.
Heather said,
Oh.
Renita, everybody now knows me as a volleyball coach because I helped the school to go 2 state championships, which they've never won one in the whole history of the school. And she said, I walked into a meeting with all the volleyball coaches, and there was a lady walking ahead of me with a patch on her neck. And she said, oh my gosh, Heather was walking behind her. Heather goes, is that a LifeWave patch? The lady turns around and says to Heather, how do you know about LifeWave? She goes, my friend Renita sponsored me 2.5 years ago. The lady goes, Renita Brannon? She's like a legend. And I was like, oh, that's funny because I'm a red and blue, so I like hearing that. And so, and she goes, yeah, that's a good friend of mine. She goes, she said to Heather, are you doing this business with Renita? Heather's like, yep. Heather called me after the volleyball meeting.
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome? Okay, scroll down. So thank you to whoever that lady was down there that's wearing the patch. She can come to our meeting when we have it down there. Anyway, LifeWave Billionaire Mindset. As I keep scrolling down here, I'm still under featured. There's so much good stuff in here. Reminder. Okay, I got to get rid of that. Book recording. Scroll down. LifeWave overview recording. I got to be getting close. Oh, here's Scott's tax-based smart money moves, a PDF you guys can print out to look at. Here it is. 3 amazing recordings you can use to duplicate. This was under featured. So all
I
I'm going to
posted
do,
it in the chat, Renita.
see, that's somebody that's way faster than me. I was
Okay.
too busy telling stories over here. Okay, so I copied it, but she got it. I'll do it one more time. But there we are in the chat. Thank you for putting that. So those 3 videos. So what? And don't send all 3. So I said to Heather, you just send the 11-minute video. And if they're excited and they're ready to go, then don't send any more. Get them sponsored. Send your link. But if they want more, then you send them the 12-minute video. Okay. And she goes, got it. And I said, if they're really looking at it and say, oh my gosh, I want to look at this business, then you send them the 21-minute video, Heather. You choose what video. And by the way, John and Teresa Getz did that, and they went SPD in 2 months. They used my 11-minute video. Actually, it was a 21-minute video. It wasn't the one I showed you guys. It was a 21-minute video I had done for a long time before they changed the packages. She said, can I use it? I said, yeah. So she would send the video, she'd call them and sign them up. Send the video, call them and sign them up. Send the video, call them and sign them up. And then after 6 weeks of doing that, she said, you know what, your video is too long. I'm going to make my own. And she made her own video and it was 3 minutes less. And I said, can I use your video? I like yours better. Anyway, so the bottom line is she took ownership and leadership, but she knew that that first video had to be concise and precise. You cannot, sometimes this isn't info overwhelms people. Do you guys know that? They don't know what to click on. You know what I mean? So then they're like, there's, what should I look at? So what I do is I just like, sometimes if I send this as an info, I'll just send one specific video off of that. I won't just go, this is an info. I'll actually I'll pull one link off of this is an info and say, watch this. But many times now I'm leading with my 11-minute video because it's really good. And so, but if you can do one better, let me know, because remember, my objective is freedom and winning. So if you can do one better, I want to use yours.
Okay, and you said
I don't
that
need to
she,
be the smartest. I don't need to be the smartest. I just want to win. I want freedom, right?
You've got the good pictures of your dad's legs.
Yeah, you can use that. That's yours to
Mhm.
use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't forget the last thing my dad said to me as he was carrying his raw goat's milk out of my house. He turned back over his shoulder and looked at me and he said, "You're going to help so many people with this life wave. Keep going."
Mm.
And he died a day and a half later, actually the next afternoon. But
Oh my gosh.
anyway, so for me, it's an honor. And I can say that without crying because I know he's in heaven and he's rocking it up there playing pinochle. But anyway, the bottom line is I would be honored, and my father would be honored if you'd use his legs. And if you didn't know this, my dad never gave really us anything. Like he wanted me to pay rent when I was in high school. I mean, he was so drunk. He wanted me to pay rent. It was crazy. Like, so he gave us the cow. Remember, we had to pay the $400 back. He never bought us our vehicles. He never paid for our insurance. He never helped with college. None of that. And I said to Scott, it's almost crazy because that leg picture of my dad took our business all the way to SPD in 66 days.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
that picture made us 1.3 million our first year. And so my dad died 6 weeks after that leg picture. No, my dad died a week after that leg picture. No, 6 weeks after, because it was, I took the picture of the first leg. Steve called me that day. I happened to sign up because I was patching mom and dad. And 6 weeks later is when that picture, well, no, it happened right away because my dad was one patch miracle. But 6 weeks later, we hit SPD. We hit SPD on Sunday. My dad died the following Friday.
Mm.
And I said to Scott, my dad didn't know this, but he created generational wealth for our family. Like he didn't even know, like as much as he never gave us anything. I mean, nothing as kids in our adult life, nothing. So conservative, so tight. And I said, had it not been for that picture, I mean, I don't know if we would have ever done Life Wave. Isn't that crazy to think about? It was almost like I said, it was almost like God said, okay, your mission on this planet is over now. Like, or something like that, right? Isn't that crazy to think about?
Sure.
So anyway, I can tell that story without crying. I can't tell the Donna story apparently without crying, right? But anyway, I'm healed. My dad is good. He's in heaven and he died a hero in my world. So I'm thankful. Yeah. But not before he could bless all of us with that photo. So you better dang well use it is what I say. If my dad was a Marine, he'd say, use the damn thing, right? That was my dad's lingo. He was hard. And so I would say, use that photo and share it with the world and say, all you got to say is, hey, this is my friend's dad's legs.
Mhm.
That's a true statement.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Be honored to do that. Please do it. He's cheering in heaven every time you share it. So
Thank you. That's
anyway, that's
beautiful.
it. I'm way over. Sorry, Ann, I'm way over.
That's okay, but I want to tell you, every overview that I do, I would say, you are here today because of these legs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I put that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
she showed me his legs the first time that she talked about
me
Life Wave.
too.
She showed me his legs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, it was honest to God truth. It was I think my mom was walking on the 11th day, but dad was literally, that happened overnight. And so I think that it was so shocking. Like I couldn't deny it. Like with mom, you were kind of like, maybe it was just a great day for her or something. But with dad, it was so visible that it was just, there was just no denying it. And so in my mind, I hadn't worn the patch yet. People say I got to wear the patch for a month to see how I feel. I'm like, I didn't even wear it. Like I just saw what happened to mom and dad, and I thought, well, that was convincing enough because my gosh, they beat the hell out of their bodies for 7, 8 decades, right? And wow, if it did that to them, what's it going to do for someone who's got a little knee pain or a little period cramps? In my mind, that's how I was thinking of it. I was like, it's obviously going to help those people, just because mom and dad were in rough shape, and so my dad at the 6th week mark, so the week before, but about a week and a half before he passed, we went out to Mayo because he was going to have this massive surgery. The one thing I hope would heal in him didn't. Everything else healed. He was pooping like a goose. He was sleeping again. The legs were completely healed. Everything healed. The Mayo Clinic doctor said a week and a half before this big surgery he was supposed to have, the Mayo Clinic doctor actually said to me, I'm taking congestive heart failure off your dad's medical records. He doesn't have one symptom of it. We'll let the clinic in Bismarck know that we've removed it from the medical records. He took congestive heart failure off my dad's medical records at Mayo.
Wow.
So when somebody says they don't believe in the patch, I'm like, next. Like, I just don't have time for it. Like, I'm like, this stuff is just what happened to me. I can't make it up. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, how else did that happen? He wasn't doing nothing else. And so it's just, it is what it is, right? Anyway, so unfortunately it was due to a medical error that he passed away. So which didn't strengthen my belief in the medical system. And it was not good to begin with. Ugh, dang it. Hate it when that happens. Right? Onward and upward. God's got a plan. So,
Yes,
all right, that's it,
ma'am.
you guys. I'm way over. Ann, I love you. God bless you. Ann's a great leader. We're coming to Minneapolis, Ann. I'll
Good.
send you the dates when we get off here so you can start arranging.
Awesome.
Let's pack it out. Let's get some people well. And let's get them healthy and healed and wealthy as well so they can heal their relationships and stabilize their marriages so no one's fighting about money anymore.
Renita, you're growing your hair.
you.
It's so pretty.
I know, I look unkept. I trust
No,
me.
it's
No,
so
It's
pretty.
nice.
Look how
It's
cute.
I'm
cute.
telling you, I said to Scott, I filmed myself. I just look like unkept.
No.
But I said, you know what? I'm gonna
It's
have to just
pretty.
bear with it because I'm gonna grow it up. And I've committed to Rocco. And if I cut it, I have to pay him $1,000. And I'm not paying $1,000.
No,
I
no.
am motivated, money motivated. He's not getting 1,000. So
Renita,
I'm not
Renita,
gonna
Renita, I used to have a pixie haircut a million years ago, and I grew it out a long time ago, and then, well, and it took me forever. So when I see you growing it out, I'm like, I know she's hating it on certain days. You look great, and I know how it feels. It just feels like everywhere.
Oh, it's just
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
It's
And then I
crazy.
took a video of myself yesterday and I'm like, if I would look at that woman's hair, I'd be like, what's wrong with her hair? Like it just is. And it just has and then I'm trying to rat it. I actually had to go buy I don't have any, for
Rat comb.
20 years, I've not used a comb. I'm
Yeah.
like no combs in my house.
No,
Imagine
you
having
just
a house
need
with
your,
no
you
combs.
just use your fingers to do.
Yeah, my fingers
your
would did
hair.
everything for my hair. And now I went and bought a pack of those little combs for $2.99 at the grocery store so I can rat. Remember ratting?
Yeah.
I have to rat this area so it doesn't fall down. It
How
looks
long
so
are you growing
weird.
it to?
I'm ratting it up now. I got rat hair. I said to Scott, I don't know what's going on. We're just, you know what? It's winter. So I'm gonna wear, my goal is I had this vision. I'm gonna, when I go to France for this culinary experience, I imagine myself on the something in France. I don't know
Your
where
hair
it'll
blowing
be,
in the
but
wind.
yeah, hair blowing in the wind. And so my goal, I told my girlfriend, she's a hairdresser. I said, how long does it have to be so I can get extensions? Because I'm envisioning myself with long hair in France. And she said, well, it's going to have to be at least like collar height, Renita, for you to do it. And so I'm like, I'm just not cutting it. And so if it's collar height, then she's going to give me the extensions. And then I'm going to be on like France going like this with my hair. And you're going to be like, there she is with that long hair in
There
France.
you go.
And so I got a vision. I got a imagination. So I'm not
It's
cutting it. So
funny.
bear with me. Bear with me. All right. Anyway, God bless you guys. Let's
Thank
just pray. Father God,
you.
Thank
thank you
you
for
so
this
much.
awesome team. Thank you for the leadership. Thank you for Ann. Thank you for all the beautiful people and their beautiful hearts and minds, God. We just ask that you purify our hearts and mind. Anything that is not of you, God, that needs to be stripped off and possibly is holding us back from the goal set before us, just let that go. In the mighty name of Jesus, we just come in there and we replace it with joy and with strength and with courage and with might and with prosperity and abundance and the goodness of God, God. We just thank you right now that you're just expanding our boundaries, our teams. We're stretching right now. In your name, Jesus, you're going to bring all the right people forth, all of the right teammates forth that want to grow and expand their lives, their health, and their finances. We love you, Jesus. We give you all the glory and honor for all the amazing things happen and all these miracles that are happening in 2025. We give you all the glory in advance. We know the very best is yet to come, Father. We love you, Jesus. And we love this team, all of them, top to bottom, and the ever expansion team. We're welcoming them in. We love you, Jesus. The best is yet to come. Amen.
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 Thank
Amen.
you.
Amen. All
Thank
right. Have a
you.
great night, you guys. Imagine I'll go
You
write it
too.
out, one paragraph and best case scenario, and then get to bed. And then don't be lazy about imagining. Like I said to myself one night, Renita, don't go to sleep. That's being lazy about imagining. You got to stay in the game, kid. And imagine best case scenarios, because I was kind of drifting, because I was tired. I'm like, stay in there. All right. Have a good night, you guys. God
Bye.
Good
bless.
night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Good night.
Hi, everybody.